intersection
that has a red light, at least for, and that is on 58th Street there with our Extreme Nav system. Let's see what this driver does, because it has been so erratic. I'm just going to go this way. And it's unclear if he does know this neighborhood or not. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they're trying to head to an area where they know, hey, there's an alley I could dip into. Perhaps I could call my buddy and he or she could help me out. We just don't know at this point. All we know is this individual was driving this way in Glendale, and that's why he was lit up.
Well, we talk about, does law enforcement have an idea of who this person is? Are they in touch with family? Can they reach this person by cell phone? Can family reach this person by cell phone? If this person is driving like this, so dangerously there.
You hope they're not talking on the car at the same time.
Yeah, threading the needle there. And as I mentioned earlier, for every second, every minute this pursuit continues, you know, the danger level just escalates. There's that longer time, that opportunity for a bad collision to occur, or for an innocent pedestrian making their way through the intersection on a green light. You can see the backup there at Taco Bell on that intersection there. So there's still a lot of action out there. There's a bicyclist right there. And all of this, as the strobe light comes on, this individual really playing cat and mouse, taunting officers from multiple agencies here. Now we are in the LAPD and another intersection. I've got a green light. So thankfully, with every intersection, you just got to hold your breath. If there's a red light and he just decides to rip through it, there's going to come a point where somebody could get T-boned.
Yeah.
Okay, watch out.
Just what I'm talking about, on cue. Green light there. And,
whoa!
And that SUV was just trying to make a left turn there. All right, let's see if there's an on-ramp there, and there is not. But this is a much busier area, mixed some residential. This is still in the South Los Angeles area here. As we continue to track this from Skyfox. A real dangerous situation. If you see it come by, if you're ever in a situation like this, please just let the officers do their thing. Pull to the right safely if you can to provide them plenty of space.
You know, Rick, I've been on the roads where you see police coming up behind you at a fast rate of speed, and you got to process it quickly.
There's a lot going on.
Sometimes you're talking to somebody in your car, you got your radio going, and you kind of have to take a second to process and try to see what it is exactly that's going on. And a suspect vehicle is not marked or lit up.
Right. Well, it's just, but the thing that you really can tell in these scenarios is all the helicopters, because it's not only our chopper, it's the law enforcement chopper and other stations and their choppers up. I mean, that is pretty loud right now, all now following this one vehicle. And Rick, you were in those choppers for 25 years.
And it is, and it's really an art what those pilots have to navigate, and that we are dealing with multiple media airships. We're trying to stay high enough to give the law enforcement airship or airships plenty of space. They're typically down at just a few hundred feet above the ground level, and we're up perhaps closer to 1,000 feet or higher, communicating with the other helicopters so that we all stay safe out there, trying to provide a visual and trying to provide important information to the public, and that's what we're doing now.
And it really is important information, and more so at certain hours where you have a lot more cars on the road, pedestrians, kids walking home from school. But something like this, if this driver bails in a neighborhood, and that's your neighborhood, you want to keep your doors locked. You want to not get involved with this. We don't know the status of this person.
We see Maya Angelou's face there.
That's right.
As we go by some of the schools in the neighborhood. And it appears that the driver slowed down or stopped.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot. We've seen the driver pick up speed, stop, taunt officers, start doing the donuts, the 180s back against traffic. But he's continuing on his way there, and you can see the flashers are still on there. The bumper's still dragging. He's got a green light there, making a left-hand turn now, and it's 10:41 on this Thursday evening, and there's still a lot of activity out there in LA at this time.
This is the kind of area where you would want to do a pit maneuver,
no
right?
question.
Wide open, light traffic.
As long as we don't see any pedestrians nearby or bicyclists, anybody on foot there, to bring this to an end. And you mentioned earlier, Alex and Christine, about the foot bail. And we see that a lot, where the driver just gets tired. You know, sometimes they just say, you know what, I'm out of here. They'll pull off to the right, especially if they don't see units behind them, and then they'll just go for a run and try to evade officers that way. It's dark. There's a lot of places to hide at this time. But again, the airship is watching. They will send units to that neighborhood. Perhaps they'll deploy a K-9 unit there to bring that suspect into custody. We do believe it's just the one driver at this point, but that has not been confirmed. And that suspect, who was initially lit up for driving recklessly up in Glendale, appears to be a male, but that hasn't been confirmed.
I mean, you got to think about the adrenaline that's pumping through this driver's body. I mean, I don't know about you, but if you ever, certainly when I've been pulled over for minor traffic things in the past, I feel like I'm about to die because I'm like my heart is beating so fast. You can imagine at this level for this long, this precise, through all these different intersections. This is some of the video earlier. You're looking at the bigger box now to give you a sense, if you're just joining us, of how dangerous this person's been driving for so long. And at some point, as you mentioned, Rick, the person's got to get tired. But Christine, what we don't know is what kind of enhancements this person may have, because in terms of drugs or alcohol or other things that may make them feel a little different than the average person.
And that wasn't just any intersection. That was Alameda and Cesar Chavez there. So that was a very busy intersection, just doing donuts, loops around that intersection.
Are we out of the car now?
Looks like they're
taking full.
Something's going on there. There's CHP units there. That vehicle that we're seeing does not look like the same vehicle that was being pursued. At least it looks like they do. Yep, they do have the set. They're lighting somebody up there on the side, and it looks like they may have taken this driver into custody.
Good news. Yeah.
Wow.
All right. This pursuit is over. Driver in custody. You know, why that driver stopped at that location, we don't know. And I couldn't tell at first if the driver was completely stopped or starting to still move up a little bit. But we have confirmation here at Fox 11 that the driver is in custody. And Alex, as we watch this pursuit, the good news here is nobody got seriously hurt in this.
Which is wild. So CHP, the agency that is bringing that driver into custody, we have not seen any indication of anybody else in that vehicle.